Touchdown Friday Night is sponsored by these local businesses.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Touchdown Friday Night, one of the largest high school football shows in Tennessee and Virginia. I'm Kenny Hawkins along with my tag team partner, Nick Dugan. Tonight, we enter our second week of football in Tennessee.
That's right.
In Southwest Virginia, it was opening night. But before we get this party started, here's Nick with the Meade Tractor top tackle of the night.
Kenny, a top tackle tonight goes to two guys this evening in Jonesboro. David Crockett and Cherokee. The Chiefs' Kalijah Sexton takes the handoff, lowers the boom on the opposing linebacker, but then Sexton a little off balance, Kenny. He gets hit by Dylan Maupin, who returns the favor. I mean, this is some hard-nosed football. It's like a Secret Santa party.
So you give a hit. Basically a run over and then a tackle.
You give a hit, you get a hit, Kenny. That's how it works. Sexton and Maupin, both top tackle honors of the night.
Not even Christmas time, we giving and taking already. All right, let's get this thing started. Thanks, Nick. We begin in the Model City where Dobbins-Bennett head coach Joey Christian wanted to start off the season facing some of the best teams in the state. Last week was a loss to Farragut on the road, while tonight the Indians welcome the unbeaten Green Devils to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Green Devils took an early 7-0 lead in this game on a gorgeous night at J. Fred Johnson Stadium, where it was at first. Facing a third and long, Indians dial up the right play. Will Hurd drops off the screen pass to Peyton Franklin, who will weave his way through the defenders for the big game. Franklin right there. Indians would tie it up a few plays later when Hurd rolls to his right, finds his senior tight end, Keldon Mullins, for the score. Dobbins-Bennett's defense, they get the ball right back. Amari Maddox picks off the Corbin Cannon pass deep in Greeneville territory. The Indians offense would capitalize on the turnover a few plays later when Branson Carswell takes the handoff, dives in the end zone. Dobbins-Bennett led this game 14-7 at the half. As we go to the scoreboard, the rains would come, and we are told that this is a final, that it's going to end up a tie. You know, I hate that. It's like kissing your sister or something like that. I don't know. Don't ask me to explain. But Greeneville and DB ends up tied tonight at 14-14, so this will be a tie on the record. Hampton bounces back from that opening loss last week. They beat Johnson County tonight by the final of 32-26. And great tonight, Daniel Boone hosted West Ridge, who was looking to avenge last year's loss to the Blazers. The Wolves were primed to take the early lead, but the Blazers forced Dylan Ford to fumble just as he's about to hit the end zone. Caden Murphy recovers for the Blazers. West Ridge wouldn't be denied on the next possession, though. Ethan Amex takes the handoff, gets in the end zone, and a 7-0 Wolves lead. The Blazers would get their first score of the season in the second quarter. Luke Jenkins hits Jackson Utzman with a perfect pass in the end zone. Extra point would be blocked, though, as the Wolves kept the lead at 7-6 as we go to the board. This was a good game. West Ridge would come out on top, beating Daniel Boone. They are now 2-0. Boone still looking for their first win. 26-18 West Ridge. Union beating Lee tonight by the final of 34-0. Keeping it here in Tennessee. Toppers on the road facing Anderson County. Science Hill looking for their first win. Lost last week, remember, to Elizabethan. Bailey necessary. You know what, Nick? Baylor is necessary.
It was necessary.
He had a big game for the Toppers. Here he finds an opening on the left side, then races into the end zone for the touchdown. And then later, Baylor, he was necessary.
Still necessary.
Again, over the right side, out of the Wildcat, skippers into the end zone for the touchdown. Toppers led 26-23 in the fourth. As we go to the scoreboard, looks like this. Toppers get their first win of the year, beating Anderson County by the final of 26-23. In Jonesboro, a picture-perfect halftime sunset as David Crockett looked to bounce back. That is nice. Looked to bounce back against Cherokee. Pioneers up 14-7 to start the third. But here comes the Chiefs and Kalijah, thank you. Sexton rumbling up the middle of the field, breaks free, finally dragged down deep in Crockett territory. A few plays later, Sexton takes the give and walks right into the end zone. Extra point, no good. It's 14-3. Pioneers don't want to wait to retaliate. Jake Whaley on the keeper, sprints to his left, gets to the end zone. It is 21-3 in favor of Crockett. Cherokee trying to keep it a one-score game later third quarter. Landon Jefferson stopped short on this fourth down scramble by Dylan Callahan. But right here, Crockett, they would come out on top, picking up their first win of the season. That final 28-13. It was also Thomas Walker, Virginia over Cumberland Gap by the final of 20-0. Nick?
Kenny, thanks. For the first time in 13 years, Tennessee High Vikings and the Sullivan East Patriots meeting on the high school football gridiron. So far, this series has been dominated by the Vikings, having won all 42 games from 1969 to 2010. So could this be the year that something would change? Going to take you out there to Sullivan East, and it starts off well for the Vikings. A sweep coming right, shedding a couple of tackles down the near sideline. The Vikings are into the end zone for a touchdown. They extend their lead in the second half. And back come the Vikings for more. Another inside give, bouncing off tacklers across the plane for a touchdown. Vikings are rolling right now. Now, the East would get something late here. Drake Fisher looking deep over the middle. He's got a guy wide open.
Pitch and catch.
But, Kenny, it wouldn't quite matter as the Vikings go on to trounce Sullivan East here in that rivalry game.
I mean, it feels amazing. We haven't played them in 12 years, and, you know, we gave them the whooping they needed.
Yeah, it feels pretty great after that, and it boosted morale of the whole team, and I feel like it will carry us through the rest of the season. The atmosphere was amazing. You know, it was a great atmosphere. Viking Nation showed up. They did a great job for us all night long. You know, it was a little hairy there in the first half. That's a good football team over there. But we did a great job of kind of sticking to what we normally do on both sides of the ball and had a great night.
So Tennessee High with a big 48-25 win this evening. Some more scores for you. Lakeway Christian getting the better of Volunteer 27-7, while West Green sneaking out a victory over Cloudland tonight 28-22. Let's head over to Elizabethton, where Happy Valley hosting Unicoi County tonight. A rough start for the Warriors. Long snapper sails the ball over the punter's head, and that is 2 on the board for the visitors. The safety in the back of the end zone. Blue Devils take the advantage. After a long drive, Branson Saltz punches this one across the goal line, puts Unicoi County up by 2 scores in the second. We now move towards the end of that first half with just seconds left before the half-tie. Angle scrambling, looking. It's a Hail Mary, but Kenny, that Hail Mary is answered because that is Mason Hensley wide open in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. This game's starting to get out of reach for the home team. Much of the same for Unicoi in the second half. Branson Saltz again from Hensley, showing off the acrobatic skills. Tumble on in there, young man. The Blue Devils put this one out of reach. This one was all Unicoi County from the start. As we go to the board, 37-6, Unicoi County takes them down. Elizabethton backing up that win over Science Hill with a win in Morristown West tonight, 20-7. Well, that's 7 games down, still 9 more to go. We finish off Tennessee before heading to Southwest Virginia. But first, the Happy Valley Band to take us to break.